Hi friends, welcome to codewithsugi YouTube channel. In this video, we're going to discuss about exception handling in a detailed way. So for that, I'm going to create a class called exception test. So before we get into this video, if you are new to our channel and if you are not aware of what we have discussed till date, you don't need to worry. We always used to add all the links in the description. So please go ahead and have a look at the previous videos. So let's get into this video. First, we will discuss about syntax for try catch block. Okay, so the syntax should be, first we should have a word called try, then we have to open and close the bracket, and then we should have the catch block. So here we have to tell about the exception, and then you have to open and close the bracket. So this is the syntax for try catch block in Java. What we will have inside try, the try should have the code which you are expecting an exception out of it. Okay, say for example a number divided by 0, or we are trying to access a null string. All those things will come under this try. The exception will take care what you have to do when the exception is happened, whether you need to redirect to somewhere, or you need to reassign a value, or you have to give a warning to the user through the logger. So we can say warning message and etc. Now let's see an example for an arithmetic exception. We all know arithmetic exception is an unchecked exception, or we can say runtime exception. So the very best example for arithmetic exception is divide by 0. Okay, so for that I'm going to take a variable c, and then I'm directly dividing a number by 0 and then assigning that value back to c. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to do a sys out over here to print the value in c. So this is the very simplest example to describe about arithmetic exception. Now I haven't used try catch in our program, so I'm going to run this program to see what is the output we are getting. So see, we are getting exception in the main method, and the exception is arithmetic exception. And why the exception is raised? We are trying to divide a number by 0. So everything is clearly showing in the console, but one thing is the exception is happened in line number 25, but the value whatever we are trying to print in line number 27 is not printed in the console. From that we came to know whenever an exception is raised by a JVM, then the JVM directly terminating the program. Okay, it's not going to the next line of code. Okay, this is what we understood from here, right? Because this line number 27 is not executed, that's the reason we are not getting this value in C in console. So to solve this problem, we have an exception handling in Java. So how to handle exception? We have to use try catch. So whether do I need to write everything here, or is there any possibility to have a try catch without writing? The answer will be yes. We have an option to create a try catch block without writing the code. So for that you have to select that particular line, then you have to right click, and then you have to go to surround with, and then there will be an option called try catch block. You have to select that. Automatically the option will rewrite your program with try catch. So now we're going to compare our syntax with whatever we have got out of this option. Okay, see, we should have a keyword try. Yeah, it's having, and then it should open and close the block. Then it should have the code which may raise the exception. Yes, we are having it here in line number 27. Then we should have a catch block. Then the catch block should have the exception, okay, which you are expecting out of this line of code. So everything is fine, but in line number 32 we are getting an error because the C is not initialized. Okay, so you have to initialize this variable using this. Fine, now everything is fine. Now just again I'm going to run this program to see the output. Now I think you can able to see the value in C. Though the exception happened in line number 27, the JVM printed the line number 32 in the console. That means it's executed the line number 32 as well in this program. Okay, so now we have some idea about what is the real use of exception. So the exception will allow us to handle that particular exception, and then it's allowing the program to complete the entire line of code. Okay, this is what we are getting out of the exception handling. Actually, in line number 27, we got the exception as arithmetic exception. But in line number 28, we are handling with exception class. How it's happening? That's the question which we are having, right? To answer that question, okay, I have to explain few things. So we all know the throwable is the base class for all the exceptions. Then the throwable will have the exception class, right, as a subclass. Then the exception class will have two types. One is checked, another one is unchecked. So in the unchecked, we will have arithmetic, null pointer, array, index out of bounds. So here it's following the inheritance concept. So we haven't discussed anything about inheritance to till date, but to understand about it, basically the inheritance means parent-child relation. If two classes are in inheritance, then if you are trying to create an object for child class, then it will allow you to access the members and methods which is available in the parent class. Okay, that is the beauty of inheritance. So with that note, so here the exception is the base class, and the arithmetic exception, null pointer exceptions are child classes of exception. So what it means, this arithmetic exception extends the exception class here, right? Whenever you are saying exception class in the catch class, then it will handle all the different exceptions which we are having under the exception classes. If you have a code here for a null pointer exception, then it will handle. Then if you are having a code to raise the array index out of bound exception, then it will handle with the help of exception class itself. So to understand more about this, I'm going to do a debug over here. For that, I'm going to revert this back. This is what we had initially, right? So now I'm having a debug point in line number 25. Then I'm going to do the debug over here. Now the control is in line number 25. I'm going to perform, and before that we are in the thread main, and where we are in the line number 25. That's what we are able to see it here, right? So now I'm going to do a step over here. Okay, whenever we perform step over, it throws the exception, arithmetic exception over here as expected, and whenever you see it here, it's showing like disconnected and it's terminated, right? So this is the place where you have to see. Here you are seeing terminated. That means that the entire program is terminated without going to the line number 27. Fine. It's proven that whenever you don't have a try catch block in your code, then if you are into an exception, then the JVM will just terminate the program wherever you have an exception, and it will not allow you to go beyond after the exception line. Now what we going to do? Now we going to put this into try catch. Now I'm going to change the debug point to line number 27. Now I'm going to perform debug with this. So as expected, we are landed into the line number 27. Okay, now I'm going to perform step over here. The control is moved to line number 28 to the catch block. Then I'm saying step over. Now it's trying to print the stack trace. So we got arithmetic exception by 0. All those things is printed in the console. And see, now the control is moved to line number 32. The JVM didn't terminate the program after the exception. Okay, that is the beauty of try catch block. Now we are in line number 32, but out of this line, nothing is assigned to the value C. So if you run this, then we will get C equal to 0 only, because initially we assigned 0 to the C, right? So let's see whether we are getting 0 or not. We are getting 0 as expected. So this is how exception handling will work in Java. I think now you have some good idea about what is try catch, why we are using try catch in Java program, and what is the arithmetic exception, or what is the relation between the exception class and the arithmetic exception class, all those things. Now I'm going to have arithmetic exception in the catch block. Okay, and I'm going to run this program again to see is there any difference when we have arithmetic exception in the catch block. there is no difference when we have a arithmetic exception in the catch block. So we all know throwable is the base class for all the exception. Is this possible to handle all the exception using the throwable class? Yes. See, it's not complaining anything. It's allowing us to have throwable here. Okay. Now I'm going to run this program to see is there any mismatch in the output. See, nothing. Everything is fine. Now, instead of arithmetic exception, I'm going to have a different exception. Okay, null pointer exception. We are expecting arithmetic exception in line number 27, but I have wrongly captured the exception in the catch block. Let's see what's happening now. I'm going to run this program. Okay, from the output itself, now you have understand it. If you are having a different exception than the raised exception, then the JVM will terminate your program. It will not give you the benefit of try catch over here. Okay, because we are expecting arithmetic exception, or we are getting arithmetic exception at the line of 27, but we are trying to catch only the null pointer exception. Okay, there is no other catch, or there is no other base class is defined over here. So that's the reason JVM didn't give us the benefit of try catch over here. It just terminated our program in line number 27 itself. So that is clearly proven in the console. If you see, nothing is printed with the C value. Okay. So you have to make sure whatever exception you are getting, you have to capture that exception, or you should use the base class of that exceptions class. Then it will handle all the exceptions which coming under this exception class. Now I think you have some good idea about what is exception, why we are using exception in Java program. So all those things we have covered in a detailed way. Still, if you guys have any doubt in this, please feel free to put your comments in the comment section, so that we will have a look and we will try to revert back as soon as possible. Thanks for watching our videos. Please subscribe our channel for more videos like this. Keep supporting us. Thank you.